Okay. All right. This is a response, video response to. Oh, let's see. Haley Momo, and Haley Momo says, and I quote, "You," and this is a response to a video that I made, and I was just trying to help people. I'm really trying to help people because I want you guys to really enjoy Marvel comics like I do, and I am an expert in Marvel comics. I've been watching Marvel movies for years, and I used to watch the Incredible Hulk TV series, so I know all about David Banner and the Hulk. I've seen every Marvel movie that came out, and I've been recently talking about my favorite Marvel movie, Punisher, with Thomas Jane, and they recently re-released that movie. And so, as I told you, I didn't bother seeing the re-release, but it was a great movie, starring John Travolta as the Kingpin. Now, this person, Haley Momo, I'm assuming that you want to become more knowledgeable in comics, and you just don't know how to ask about it, because all you got to do is just hang out like I do. I hang out at the comic shops, and you know, I do a little online gaming myself. My favorite online gaming center is y8.com, and a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually pretty good at the Tron cycles. Um, MMORGPG. Uh, Bring it on, man. All right. Now, let's see. The massive multiplayer online real player game system. The, these things are almost a waste of my time. I mean, I'm so far beyond that stuff. So, I know I'm just going to respond to what Haley Momo said. Because I really think that it's a cry for attention. Or no, I'm going to try to be nice. Because you know what? I love comic books. And as I said, I've seen all the Marvel shows. I've watched every episode of a Spider-Man, every movie that came out. So please don't talk to me about being an expert in Marvel comics or any other comic, okay? Because you guys don't spend as many times as I do watching these movies over and over again. I've studied these movies so I can become an expert. And those of you who say I'm not an expert in the X-Man, why would I have this? I have this book, and I've never read this book, but I don't need to because I've seen the movie. So why would I? I don't want to get in an argument about it, but why would I see a movie so I could read the book? I don't need to read the book. I've seen the movie, okay? I've seen the movie. I have seen this freaking movie 10 times, and that's just the first 2 weekends it opened up. Okay, what is this movie? Well, I'll show you what this movie is. Those, if you think you're an expert, what do you think this movie is? And why is there an X on the cover of it? It's not about X-Man. And if it's not about X-Man, then why is X-Man standing right in the middle? He's the main character. Look, I'm not trying to be angry. I'm not even trying to be mad about this. I'm trying to tell you I'm getting tired of people saying I don't know about comics and X-Man. Now look, number one, I promised I would give a history of X-Man, and here it is. Hey, this was what Haley Momo said. You are so clueless. His name is Wolverine. For one thing, his name's not Wolverine. That's his code name. That's the name the military gave him, okay? Jeez. Okay, secondly, not X-Man. That is the name of the movie, stupid. You are retarded. Look it. Again. I've seen the movie over 10 times. I own the book. And I've got the movie cover right here. So we're going to go over these characters, and I'm just going to show you. I'm not trying to show off my knowledge. I'm not trying to show off my knowledge. I'm just trying to help you. Those of you who want to know more about X-Man and X-Man and his X-Men, the reason the movie's called X-Men, first of all, is because they're working with X-Man. They're his men. They're his followers. That's why they're all following him. Now his origin, I've already told you, I know his origin. He lived out in the woods. He was a lumberjack, and when he lived out there, he grew up sideburns, and he was very skillful at fighting. And that's kind of where the first X-Man movie opens up. But here he is. Okay, so here's X-Man right here. X-Man's in the center. Okay, and this person next to him, this is Firestar. Those of you who remember, again, I am an expert in Marvel Comics. One of my favorite characters is Spider-Man. And again, I'm just gonna tell you, don't mess with me, man. Don't mess with me, okay? Oops, this way. I don't wanna embarrass anybody out there. So, all right. So this movie is called. Here's the title of the movie right here. X, The Last Stand. Okay? Why would the movie be called X, The Last Stand if it wasn't about X-Man? So as I said, this is X-Man. This is Firestar. And those of you who remember that I am an expert in Marvel Comics will know that I know all about Spider-Man too. And his partners were Firestar and Freezer Man. And Freezer Man's in this movie too. Right here. There's Freezer Man, okay? Firestar and Freezer Man, and they were both in Spider-Man as amazing friends, and they were working with Spider-Man, and that's why they're part of the X-Men, okay? They work with X-Men. Now, here's Laser Eye. Many of you know I've already pointed him out, Laser Eye. Here's Professor X-Man right here, and this is the guy that first found X-Man. Okay, here's the wing right here. This is the wing. Oops, gotta get that on camera. There's the wing. This is, now those of you who are familiar with the rest of the Marvel Universe, I will tell you who this is. Okay, here, that's Magno, right there. I'm sorry, Magnus, not Magno. I'm sorry about that. Here's Iron Man, right there. He could turn his body into iron. Okay, this guy is, I don't know who this guy is, but he has a helmet like Magnus, so I think he's Magnus's brother. Okay. Now, anybody that's familiar with the Bible is going to be familiar with the Wing, or Wingman, as I like to call him right there. You can call him whatever you want. Really, it doesn't matter because the movie's called X-Men. It's not really about Wingman or Laser Man or anything like that. It's about this guy right here, X-Man, right there. So let's talk a little bit about the origin of X-Men. As you know, I'm an expert in Marvel Comics, and X-Men came originally from the superhero team that was called the Professor X-Mans. Most of you guys have a lot of questions mainly about where he got his powers, and I will tell you where he got his powers. He was born with his powers. He didn't have powers when he was first born, but he had powers, and then he had some claws that were surgically implanted into his body. X-Man has claws in his body because they were surgically implanted in his body. So I don't want to tell anybody that I'm an expert in Marvel Comics without proving it. Check it out. Watch the movie and see if I'm correct or not. And when you've seen this movie 10 times in the opening weekend, we can talk. And since, oh, the movie's already out, you can't do it. Okay then. I don't want to hear it. Why is it called X-Men? Because it's got an X on the cover. Why is it called X The Last Stand? Because it's about X-Man. Okay? You can see its claws. I can prove I'm